skirt that I've made is from a beautiful white cotton fabric which has cute black embroidered patterns on it. The white and black combination is classic and timeless in my opinion. The embroidered patterns add a touch of personality and visual interest to the skirt. The skirt can be dressed up with a formal blouse or heels a little bit, or for a casual look, it can be paired with a t-shirt and sneakers for a more relaxed style. Let's begin by taking down measurements for our skirt. It will have three main components, namely the waistband, the elastic, and the main skirt piece. The measurement for the waistband, measure around the widest part of your hips and then add around 4 to 5 centimeters to this measurement for the sake of ease. My hip measurement is around 35.5 centimeters and the preferred width for my waistband is around 4 centimeters since we will be folding this in half. Therefore, the dimensions of my waistband piece will be around 39.5 centimeters by 8 centimeters. For our elastic, wrap the measuring tape around your waist where you typically wear your skirts or your pants depending on you're planning to make a high-waisted or a low-waisted skirt. Find a snug fit, not too loose, not too tight. My high-waisted measurement is around 26.5 centimeters and my low-waisted measurement is around 29 centimeters. Add around 4 to 5 centimeters to the elastic length to allow for the overlap when sewing the elastic ends together. The width of the elastic will be the same as the waistband, which is 4 centimeters. For the skirt length, measure your desired skirt length from your waist. I prefer an above the ankle length, which for me is around 28 centimeters because I'm just 5 feet tall. For the width of the skirt, I'm using the full width of the fabric to minimize wastage. My fabric width is around 27 inches. So the skirt width will be around 54 inches, which is 27 multiplied by 2. If you prefer a more gathered look, feel free to increase the skirt width. Let's begin cutting the waistband. I have a small leftover piece of fabric that I don't want to waste. Hence, I am cutting 2 waistband pieces and joining them together. In my case, each waistband piece is around 20.25 centimeter by 8 centimeter. This does not include seam allowance. I'm using a sturdy pair of metal scissors specifically for fabric. I use separate scissors for fabric cutting and paper cutting. I have cut the 2 pieces and will now sew the shorter sides together to create one long waistband. After sewing, press the seam open flat. Then fold the waistband in half lengthwise and press it flat again. Cutting the skirt, I'll cut the main skirt fabric piece according to the measurements that we determined earlier and I have jotted down in my notes. We now have the waistband and the skirt piece cut and ready. The next step is we'll create gathers at the top of the skirt. Using the widest stitch width on my sewing machine, I'll sew a basting stitch along the top edge of the skirt. Then gently pull the top thread to gather the skirt until the circumference of the skirt matches the circumference of the waistband. Then distribute the gathers as evenly as you can. Attaching the waistband. Let's insert the skirt through the waistband and align the right sides of the skirt and the right side of the waistband together. Pin the waistband and skirt all the way around, adjusting the gathers as needed. Using a straight stitch, let's sew the skirt and the waistband together. Sewing the second side of the waistband. Now we have one side of the waistband attached to the skirt. Fold the waistband in half along the previously ironed folded line and attach the other side of the waistband to the other two sides. I'll sew the other side of the waistband to the skirt, leaving a 4 cm opening for inserting the elastic. This opening matches the width of the elastic that I plan to use. Using a safety pin or an elastic threader, insert the elastic into the waistband casing. Then overlap the elastic ends by roughly around 2 centimeters. And then sew them together in the form of a square, and then sew a diagonal stitch line across the square. So this helps in keeping the elastic in place without the stitches coming out. Next, I'll put the elastic back into the casing and close the opening using a serger or a zigzag stitch, or you could also use a straight stitch here. The last and the final step before finishing the skirt is to hem the skirt. I usually prefer a hem of around 1.5 centimeter for my basic everyday skirts and dresses. So I added 3 centimeter additional length to my skirt length. Now let's fold it and press and pin the hem in place so that when I am sewing the hem, the distance of the hem doesn't change and it stays nice and even throughout the hem, that is throughout the circumference of this. Now that I have ironed and pinned the hem in place, the next step is to go ahead and finish the hem with a straight stitch.